Hello, this is Bob Chandler, your insurance agent, coming to you from our sister company, Asset Protection Specialist. It's been a while since we've had an update. I want to apologize for that. You know how it is, the demands of the day, things get crazy. Wanted to touch base with you. If you recall, in our 5-part documentary series that we posted back in November, by the way, that's a timeless series, even though it's been 10 months, 11 months since then. It's a historical series, so if you haven't watched it, I'd encourage you to go back and watch it. In that series, we talked about how in 05 and 06 and 07, you heard people say, if you don't buy real estate now, when you eventually do, it's going to cost you a lot more money. Well, that was a contrarian indicator letting you know that just about everybody that was going to buy had bought. So that meant only one thing, that real estate was going to go down, and down it went. We still have not recovered from where we were back 5 years ago. Also, on the cover of Time magazine was a cartoon character, and he had his arms wrapped around a house. And it said Home Sweet Home on the cover of Time magazine. And it said going gaga over real estate or something to that effect. Well, earlier this week I was on the internet on one of my websites, and lo and behold, it showed the most recent Time magazine cover. And if you'll look here closely, you'll see how it says Wall Street won 5 years after the crash. It could happen all over again. So this is almost like foreshadowing what's to come. And to put into perspective how out of whack or how out of balance things are, here we sit today on the Dow at 15,600, 700, 800. The S&P is at all-time highs at 1,700, and we have interest rates between 0.25%. This is beyond reckless what's going on. The Federal Reserve and quantitative easing 3, which has been going on almost a year now, they've been buying $40 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities from the banks. Then with quantitative easing 4, they're buying $45 billion worth of U.S. Treasury bonds. Add that together, it's $85 billion a month. Annualize that, it's over $1 trillion. Now to put into perspective how big $1 trillion is, to go back just 1 trillion seconds ago, you'd have to go back in time 32,000 years ago. The government acknowledges that its debt is at 17 trillion. But when you add the unfunded liabilities of Medicare and Social Security, it's over $100 trillion. Obviously, this debt can never be repaid. In 97, 98, 99, CNBC and Bloomberg and the Wall Street Journal didn't tell us that we were in the midst of a tech mania. In 04, 05, and 06, CNBC, Bloomberg, and the Wall Street Journal did not tell us that we were in the midst of a real estate bubble. And guess what? They're not telling us right now that we're in the midst of another bubble. Perhaps the biggest bubble in the history of the world, and that being the U.S. bond market bubble. When it blows, and it will, it's going to change not only our life here in America, but it's going to change the lives for billions of people around the world. The reason why that is because the United States dollar is currently the world's reserve currency. Now look, I've got daughters that are 15 years old and 11 years old. For their sake, I would like to think that prosperity is right around the corner for all of us, that we're headed into very difficult times. I also want to say this as well. The politicians in Washington, and I'm saying both parties, if we ran our budget like they've run their budget, we would have been kicked out of our houses and forced to live under a bridge a long time ago. This debt can never be repaid. With each coming crisis, the Federal Reserve and the Treasury is going to do the only thing they know how to do, and that's to print money with reckless abandon. The cost of milk and bread and butter and egg going to continue to go through the roof. So Mike Maloney, who owns goldsilver.com website, he's a precious metals dealer. He has a 5-part DVD series, a documentary, let's just say, that he's posted for free on the internet. And at the bottom of this video, you can click the link at the end. It'll pop up. When you click that link, it will take you to a landing page where you can watch all 3 of those videos. They're all about 30 minutes long. The best investment that you can make is investing in yourself. It's the old saying goes, it's during the good times that we need to prepare for the bad. I'm concerned that the bad is headed this way. When you look around and you see all this prosperity, it's all built on debt. And it can't go on forever. The bond market has been in a 30-year bull market. I believe is coming to an end, and that we've got tough days ahead of us. I'm not hoping for it, but I'm convinced that that's the case. So nonetheless, to wrap up here, I want to say thanks. We appreciate you. If there's anything that we can do to help you, feel free to call us on 770-271-1074. Again, the pop-up here at the bottom of the screen, click on it and watch these documentaries. Gold 2 years ago was at $1,900 an ounce. Right now it's around $13.25. Silver 2 years ago was at $50 an ounce. Right now it's at $21. They're both a screaming buy. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call us 770-271-1074. Until next time, thanks a lot.